Monday, August 11th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. It was a cool, cloudy, damp type of weekend, some rain at times. Let's take a look back at the numbers through the weekend. These are Saturday's highs. Now, South Carolina stayed quite hot, but a lot of North Carolina, as we had one of our cold air damming setups unfold, really had a well below average weekend. 84 is what it managed to get up to Saturday in Charlotte, but look at places like Greensboro and Raleigh and Fayetteville and Greenville, only in the 70s and some folks in the 60s. And yesterday, even Charlotte only at 73. There were some places in the foothills and out towards Statesville and places in Cleveland County, for example, that only had 60s for highs. So not your typical mid-August weekend. And the primary reason was clouds, light rain at times, and this cold air damming type of setup. Temperatures, as I'm cutting this video, at 5:30 this morning in the 70s and a few 60s mixed in too. Visibilities are doing okay in most spots. There's a ton of low clouds out there, but in most instances the cloud's a little bit off the ground, so in many spots it's not quite fog. It's just some low clouds. Now, here's the overall setup. High pressure up there over the northeast part of the country continues to drain this cooler air in. Back behind a warm front, it's much warmer and muggier, and then eventually you hit a cold front back here west of the Mississippi River. That cold front slides through by early Wednesday. But today, it's pretty similar to what we had over the weekend. I expect pretty extensive cloud cover and some cool temperatures. Now, that's the radar again as I'm cutting the video. The steadiest area of rain is up here in parts of the northern foothills. There in parts of Wilkes County, Allegheny County, and some surrounding areas. And anybody fair game to pick up some rain at times as we go through today. Now, this is your rain amounts estimated by radar Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until the time I'm cutting this video. Yeah, some folks across the region get some big rain totals. Many spots, actually, over 2 and 3 inches of rain through sections of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, and parts of North Carolina. But you notice there was a little bit of a minimum there through the Charlotte metro and up into parts of the Triad area. But especially around the Charlotte metro, some folks simply just had a cool and cloudy weekend with only some very light rain at times. So the heavy rain threat that appeared would be a possibility as we head into the weekend. That simply did not pan out for our little portion of the region. Now, again, some folks around the region did have some big rain totals, but here through the I-85 corridor, Charlotte up to Greensboro and some surrounding spots, and there was just not any heavy rain to contend with. Now, here's the setup for today. Still on the north side of this slowly advancing warm front, so again, some rain at times. Cool temperatures, highs in the 70s and a good chunk of the Piedmont today. You get into the 80s down toward the Sandhills and certainly over toward the coast and down into South Carolina. And then tomorrow, that warm front lifts through. It'll be a warmer day and a more unstable type of day, so some thunderstorms will be a possibility as this cold front approaches from the west. Your highs tomorrow up into the 80s across a good chunk of the region, 90-degree plus down into South Carolina in a number of spots. And then that front slides off to the east of us on Wednesday, and we begin to get a much, much drier, really pleasant setup on in here. Watch what happens with our dew points here. This is tomorrow, a lot of 70s for dew points just ahead of the advancing front, but as we go through Wednesday and into Thursday, those dew points really begin to tumble as a much drier air mass sets in, and I'm telling you, the weather looks great Wednesday and maybe right on even through the upcoming weekend. Tropics, no organized system. Excuse me. No organized systems in the Atlantic Basin. One tropical wave we're watching is all the way out here in the eastern Atlantic Ocean here off the African coast. We're going to keep a watch on that for signs of development over coming days. Otherwise, much closer to home, it's pretty quiet across the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. No sign of any tropical development in those areas over the next few days. All right, that's it for today. Everybody have a wonderful Monday, and God bless.